Hello, I hope you all are having a wonderful December. Today I am making a Christmas card using the pink Christmas junk journal paper from Antique Paperie on Etsy. And today I thought I would just show you how you can use your junk journal kits for something more than just a junk journal so that your papers can go a little bit longer and have more uses for them than just one-time use. So for this card, I am using this sheet. I don't know if each sheet has a name or not, but I'm using this sheet from the Pink Christmas, and it's the one with the little bird on it and the present, and then like a cup of hot cocoa. And so I'm just going to cut the top off as my background, and I'll show you how that I've already got all the pieces cut. So I cut the top of it off for my background, and I kind of just fussied around to where I wanted my what part of it I wanted to be for my background. And so I cut that off, and then I fussy cut the bird and present out as one piece, and then I fussy cut out the Christmas cocoa, and I also cut the flower out to use some other time as well because I wanted to use it. I didn't want to waste any of this down here. So today I'm just using this bird with the present, but I'm saving the other ones for another card. So let me set that one aside. So for this one, I also am using a slimline card, and the paper measures, I cut it at 8.5 by 7, and then for this frame, for the outside, I cut the frame at 8.5 by 3.5 because I wanted to fill the whole front up, and then I used my frame die, the rectangle frame die from my Whimsy Stamps Slimline Lacy Scallop die to cut out the center for this one. So we're going to take our 8.5 by 3.5 card base, and we're going to add the background print to it. And I chose my background print from the paper because I liked all these little black dots here, and it looks like paint splatters, and I wanted to have my bird near the paint splatters. Now, of course, you wouldn't have to do all the stuff I'm doing. I think that this would make just a beautiful card if you just cut out this bottom picture and just added it to the front of a card and then added a sentiment. You would already have yourself a card that way. But I have really gotten into shaker cards for this Christmas, and so since I have all the glitter and have all the snowflakes, I thought, why not make another little shaker card? And so this one's going to be really cute with the bird. I thought this would be, and this isn't your traditional Christmas colors. It's, you know, being the pink Christmas, and there's not a lot of traditional things on this one right here. So you honestly could use this one as I think you could use it as a birthday card too in the wintertime, but I'm going to make mine a Christmas card and have something different. And I have a person in mind for this one, a family member that I think these colors and this style card just fits them. So I've got that glued onto the front. So now I want to lay everything out, but I don't want to glue it, and that's because I want to see where I need to put my sentiment so that it all works out. So the little bird's going to sit like that, and so I want my sentiment back right over in here. So let me get my stamp, move some stuff out of the way here, and just kind of get an idea where I want to put my stamp so that it all fits in. So let me see here. I think it'll be good right there. So I'm just going to leave it like this. And then I'm going to pick everything up. And I want to leave them right there. Oops, kind of know where you're supposed to be in. Let me eyeball that one more time, make sure I don't come off the edge of the frame here with my stamp. So let's just put that there and figure out where he's going to go. So the end of the stamp needs to be right on the leaf there. So that way I can keep that in mind. Okay, so then I'm just going to put it in my stamp press. I think that's what you call this. Let's see, and then it says, I'm using a rubber stamp today, so I need to switch it out. So we're going to take and put our card base in, and then I'm just going to lay the rubber stamp where I'm wanting it all. Well, I'm going to add this frame back just to give myself an idea again, because I thought I had figured out where it's going, but I just don't want to mess up. So I'm just going to put this right here, I do believe. I'm trying to work myself around that little plant there too, because I'm not sure if it's going to show up well, but I kind of want it centered up in this little white space as well. And you could put your cinnamon on the outside of the frame, but for some reason I just want to try it inside here, because I tried it in different places. I made another card and I was putting it on the outside. I just didn't really like it anywhere. So now I'm going to try this. I hadn't tried it yet, but we'll see. I'm trying it with you and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so let me find my ink. Just going to ink it up. And I'm just using black ink today for this. So let's try it and see how it turns out. Press it down, back up. Okay, and let me ink it one more time. Get it just a little bit darker. I think that's going to be perfect. I like that. And it kind of blends with the paint splatter over here. That's why I went with the black like that. So that looks good. I like that. So we have that part done. And I almost set it in my ink pad. That would have been too good, would it? Okay, so let me put this up. And let's bring all this back over here. So now what we want to do is we're going to figure out where our bird's going. And I'm going to have him sitting, so he's going to be outside the plastic. So he's going to sit like this, and then we'll add the plastic, the acetate behind him. So I just want to kind of get figured out where he's going, because I'm going to need to cut the present off. But I wanted to hold off cutting the present till I got exactly lined up how I wanted once I got the background paper on, because to me it was important to where he was with the background paper. So I like him right here. So what I'm going to do is just going to hold him there and see, make sure I like it all. So I'm just going to take and put a little glue on the back of his head so I can put him right there at the top where I like him. And then we're going to put a little bit on his tail here so we can glue him to the frame. Be sure you don't put the glue where he's going to be glued to the background, because we don't want to do that yet. We're just adding him to the frame at this time. And make sure you got him exactly where you want him. I think that's going to look good. So I'm going to pick it up off of my background now, and I'm just going to adjust him, make sure he's straight, and push his little hair down and little tail down, little tail feathers. Okay, so now I'm also going to go under here, and I'm just going to glue along here where the present's going to stick. So then I'll just cut it off. This way I have all of it lining up good and not have to worry about, if I cut the presents off first, then I was going to have to figure out, make sure it didn't stick up too far. I think this is just an easier way for me. So now we're just going to take your scissors and we'll just cut it off. Let me get my bigger scissors. I think those are easier to cut places like this. Just be sure not to cut your frame though, because you could measure this and cut it ahead of time, so if you're worried about cutting your frame. So there you go. So now we're just going to add the acetate to the back of this one. And I need to cut my acetate, and so we'll need to cut the acetate at 3 inches by, and I gotta find my acetate, I'm looking around for it. Here it is. So we're gonna cut it, we need to first cut it at, let me measure here, I think 8 1/4 will be plenty. And then, there's snowflakes I got laid out with this. So we're gonna 8 1/4, and then let's cut here. And let's do it around, we don't want it to stick out, so our frame, so let's cut it at 3. I think that'll be plenty to cover. And let's see here. Yes, that'll work perfect. So we're doing it at 8 1/4 by 3. So now let's just add it. Just going to add glue to the back of our frame. So let's just take it and add it up. Take it and add it onto the frame here. And we just want to push it down so that our glue is sticking really good. We do not want this to come loose. So now that we've got this glued, let's add our foam tape. So I am going to add a little bit of glue just to add a little more security for myself for the foam tape, because it kind of makes me nervous when I'm putting glitter in this and going to give it to somebody. So I like to make sure that I have everything glued down really good so that none of the glitter comes out. Which the kind of glitter I'm using, like I used in my other, if you saw my other video, it is a chunky glitter. And so it's not going to be like it's not like the powdered glitter, the real fine glitter, that once it gets everywhere, you know, it's on everything and you can't get rid of it. It's not that type. It's, I'll show you right here. It's really chunky. And you can't tell with this one. This one's a little bit more finer, but it's got stars and a lot of the chunky glitter in it. And this is some little snowflakes that I'm going to put in. So it's not the real fine stuff, but at the same time, I just worry. So for me, just for security, I like to add some more glue, since I will be mailing these, and you know, the temperature change and stuff. I don't know how this tape, I feel like it holds just fine, but this just makes me feel better. It may not be necessary to add all the extra glue, but it doesn't hurt anything. Oops, my glue was coming out way too much. And let me wipe some of that off before I put that on, because that's going to ooze out, I'm afraid, where it came out and so quickly. We'll just spread it on like that. Won't be no big deal. So then we'll just add, and be sure when you're adding your tape, your foam tape, that you are, see how I'm butting up the edges there where it all meets up? You want to do that when you're making one of these cards, because that's what's going to keep your glitter from falling out. Then, oops, I'm not sure why that's happening today. It's really oozing out. Let me see here. I may have to take a look at that bottle and see what's going on. So I'm just going to spread it. Try not to make a huge mess here. I'm always making messes with my glue and my crafting. So now I'm just going to add just another bit right here. I'm trying to line it up so it looks right in place. And then I'm just going to snip it and make sure it all lines up together. And just smooth all that down. You want it to be nice and tight. And then we're just going to start adding our glitter. So let me put the lid on this so maybe it'll stop oozing everywhere. Okay, so I want to add some of this little glitter in here. And it's sort of a turquoise and blues. And I know there's no turquoise and blue in this, but I found that it looked good in the other one I made. So I'm just going to add a little bit. And that was a lot, but hey. Glitter is so much fun, I think, in these cards anyway. So then I'm going to add some of this, it's white but pink at the same time. And this is the one that has, it's kind of clear too, but it has the stars and different shapes in it. And then I'm going to add a few of these snowflakes here, because they're glittery snowflakes. They kind of shine and are pretty. So I'm just going to add a few of those, because this isn't really a snow scene, but I still think these look good in it, so that's what I'm adding them. And I think I want to add just a little bit more. Do I want to add just a little bit more of the, just add a little bit more of this. It's just a lot of fun. So we want to be sure when they shake their card that they have lots of glitter to shake around. So now here comes the tricky part so that you don't spill your glitter. And I'm just going to try to gently move mine away from the tape a little bit so that hopefully it don't get stuck on there. You just move some of it down. It all wants to go up there, don't it? Okay. So now we're going to remove the tape on just one side, and then we're going to press our card front down. We're going to line it up. We're going to just line your card front up, and it's going to be even all the way around, so you want to just be sure you get all your edges matching. You want to just take the tape off of the side here, and then just press it down, and then you can take it off of the bottom. And this will keep you from making a huge mess of glitter everywhere. Then let's just do this one. And then just press it all down. You can open it up here because this is our card base. We're just going to open up and press to make sure everything's down tight. And I did forget to glue, so we better hope that that holds, right? So I'm just going to press really hard since I forgot to. This is a Scotch brand, I think, so it should hold, but yeah. So let's just get all this down so you can see, because I've poured it all in one spot. So there we have our card. It's real glittery inside, and it says Merry Christmas, and then we have our little bird. And as you see, you can move these around and have all kinds of glitter in there. And I may have added too much to this one, but I like it. So now I think the front is a little plain, so what I wanted to do was I'm just going to take some of these little glitter snowflakes that I have, and if you had, oh goodness, the pearls, I forget what the name of it is, but there's brands of pearls that you can put on, or you could, like, you squeeze out the liquid pearls, or if you had pearls that you want to just attach. But I wanted to attach these little glittery snowflakes to mine, but you could put about just anything. You could stop right here, but I'm going to add them, so I'm just trying to place them around and see. I just want them kind of random, but I just want to see where I want to put them all. Do I want one on the present or not? Let me see here. Some of these aren't totally flat, so I'm not using those. You'll see me putting them back when I pick them up. And I'm trying to get the ones that are totally flat so that, you know, they will glue on good. Okay, so what I'm using today to glue these on is Glossy Accents. I feel like this will hold it really good. So that's what I'm going to use. But before I use it, I'm going to get me a piece of scrap paper right here on my scrap pile. And just tear a piece off. And I'm just going to get the Glossy Accents coming out before I make a mess on my project. So that's what I always find that you, because sometimes it'll just, it dries up inside, and so you want to get it loose and get it squirted out some before you, let me see here, get that piece moved out of the way. It's been a while since I used it. I may have to go find a needle real quick. Let me find a needle for this. Here's an idea. I found, instead of going to find a needle, I did find a paper clip, and I think I've got it loose now. So I've had this bottle for a long time because it doesn't take much. There, it's coming out now. It doesn't take much each time I use it, and so it has really lasted, but at the same time it's starting to dry up some. And you know, I didn't even read on it. I wonder if you're supposed to, are you supposed to shake it? Do not shake, it says. Good, I didn't shake it. But I was just, so yeah, I guess it's getting old. I probably need to get a new one. But the last time I used it, it held really good, so oops. Look at me making messes. But yeah, so I'm just going to add it there, add my little snowflakes. I'm just adding them all to the front. And this is a pretty easy card to make, and I think it's very cute. And this, a lot of people are into the non-traditional Christmas colors this year, and so this would be great for those who are decorating in non-traditional colors, and you know that like the non-traditional. I am a green, typically I like green and reds for Christmas, especially reds, lots and lots of reds for Christmas. My Christmas tree has a lot of the ornaments are just the red ones, red and burgundy colors, and I just like those colors for Christmas. But I think the non-traditional colors people are using now, the pinks and blues and mints and pastel colors, I think they're absolutely beautiful too. So when I saw this paper, the Pink Christmas from Antique Paperie, I absolutely loved it, and I'd already started my junk journal that is all reds and greens and all the traditional colors. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this paper? And I was tempted to make another little journal, but instead I decided, why don't I try making some cards with it and some other projects with it and see what I can come up with so I can actually use it for this Christmas. Because I can't use 2 junk journals in 1 month, so just the month of Christmas. So I thought, you know, it would be, I don't know what I'd do with the other one if I made it. I really don't know other people around me that use junk journals, so it would go to waste. So I'm enjoying using this paper for other projects. Let me get that one glued on right there. And Antique Paperie has, I'm not sponsored by them or nothing, but she has a lot of beautiful papers. I love them. I actually used some of her other papers in my junk journal. And I think it was from the Winter in Victoria maybe, and then I've used, I think it's called Victorian Christmas or something like that. Several of her packs I've used in my junk journal. So there we have it. We have our cute little Christmas card with our little bird, and we'll just have to let the glossy accents dry before we you know, put it in an envelope. So here we have our cute little bird Christmas card with our Merry Christmas inside with all of our sparkles and snowflakes. And I think it turned out really cute, and I really enjoyed making this project. And if you enjoyed this project and want to see more, please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.